My name is the G King.
And I'm Steve Jones 313.
And this, of course, is TotalMarkOut, your not at all regular wrestling podcast in a lot of ways that could be put
This
as well.
podcast is in dire need of fibre, because we are not regular.
No. We are anything but. It doesn't matter how you view the word regular, whether it be consistently on.
Or consistently off.
That works as well.
Yeah.
Or whether it is about your regular podcast of talking about this weekly rendition of wrestling. We've decided to change things up a little bit here. We're going to talk about 4 topics, and our 5th one will be a very special one that we'll do every single week.
Yeah.
So our 4 topics, every time we do a show or every time we are here with you, we'll change it up. But our 5th one, we will go through every time. Now, this week we got 4 that was sent in to us, which is always nice. Some weeks we'll do it ourselves. And we'll work out what we want to talk about.
So people caught wind of what was happening with TMO and they decided to jump on that train.
Yeah, and just went, guys, can you talk about this shit?
Yeah. So, I hear you guys are coming back.
Some guys saw
Got some topics.
Some guys saw the post soon and went, ooh, talk about this.
Yeah.
And one of them actually was sent in on the last rendition of TMO.
Yeah.
And we said we'll get to that on a special
I
episode.
remember those days, yeah. Back then, Hulk Hogan was still watchable. What, AWA? No earlier than that.
Wow, a Hulk Hogan diss within the first 5 minutes. Yes, we haven't changed much.
Yeah.
Alright, now the first of the 4 topics is a very nice and easy one. Rushes us right into it for us to discuss. It's wrestling's greatest families, kayfabe or not.
I think that's a weird one because I've been thinking about this a lot in the past few days, and I would say that if you'd asked me like a few months ago, my first answer would always be McMahon because of what the McMahons, not just starting with Vince McMahon Jr. but Vince McMahon Sr. Had, Vincent J. McMahon had started, and then also Vincent K. McMahon and all that stuff. And there is definitely a legacy there. And you would, for a lot of people, I think, automatically assume that they must be it because they are wrestling. But every time I think there's 2 names that I just cannot get away from for the top contendership, and that's the Von Erichs and the Guerreros.
Well, Von Erichs and Guerreros are a couple of great families. And then you talk about Guerreros, you've got, starting with Gordy Guerrero, Senior. You've got Mondo, Hector, and Chavo
Classic.
Senior. Chavo Classic, as we would call him. And then you've got Eddie.
Yep.
Obviously, beloved by us here as well as many a wrestling fan in the modern era. Chavo Jr.
Yep.
Shaw Guerrero, Eddie's daughter, who was Raquel Diaz, I believe.
Who is with in English.
Yeah, married to Aiden English.
Yep.
And then
Actually married into that family.
And then on top of that, though, they've got kids as well. So now we've got a future generation of Guerreros to come. And on top of that as well, you're looking at you obviously had Shaw Guerrero, Raquel Diaz. You had Vicky Guerrero, who made a major impact in the WWE when she was there.
Absolutely.
So the Guerrero family is a huge family. I mean, talking about Gory Senior, he was a booker in El Paso, Texas, and brought hardcore wrestling to wrestling years and decades before anyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
He was one of the most bloodiest heels in Luchador, or Rudos as they call them, Luchador. And then worked mainly in the El Paso area in the West Texas. Hector, Mondo, and Chavo Classic worked all around the NWA, all around Mexico. Always kind of stereotypical, because that's what it was back then.
Yeah.
Mexicans wore sombreros and ponchos and came to the ring wearing mariachi band gear, and that's what you had. Chavo Classic was a great wrestler. Hector Guerrero was a great wrestler. Mondo I didn't see much of. I heard he was a good hand.
Yeah.
But it lacked a little bit what the others had. And then you look at Chavo Classic, came back and had a little stint as a cruiserweight champion once upon a time in SmackDown. Guerreros would be up there. Obviously, Eddie Guerrero speaks for himself. Eddie Guerrero, it was the pedestal for the Guerrero family. He was the world champion. He was the only Guerrero to become a world champion.
Yeah.
He was US champion, Intercontinental champion, European champion, Tag Team champion, WCW TV champion or US champion, one of the two. You know, he faced the likes of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, which I think all the Guerreros did apart from Shaw Guerrero and Gory. I think most of them faced Rick at some point. You know, you likes of, obviously he had his runs with Benoit and Saturn and Malenko when he came over to the Radicals.
Yeah.
He made China hot, which, well, plastic surgery also helped that. That did.
I mean, I'm not arguing.
You know, he had lots of greatness. You know, Brock Lesnar. For me personally, I get a lot of heat for this. I say this one of the best matches on the card at WrestleMania 21 was him versus Rey Mysterio, and I get heat because I used to say that it was better than Shawn versus Angle.
I can understand why you'd say that. I mean, I disagree, but I think the problem is when you try to compare Guerrero and Mysterio, it's not the same name value as, like, for a lot of people, Guerrero's the only name in the Guerrero Mysterio match.
But at that time it was, yes.
Yeah, Mysterio is kind of considered almost like a Spike Dudley to a lot of people.
Well, yeah, it was that feud was the one. That feud there was one of the ones that brought Mysterio out of the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, and I think, especially now, if you look back in retrospect, a lot of people would be they'd be harsher on Mysterio because of the whole Guerrero passing away and then Mysterio being the one perfect championship. A lot of people ask, and I have others people, well, why not Chavo? You know, and the simple point was Mysterio was more popular for some reason. You know, Chavo wasn't as popular at the time, so they put on Mysterio rather than Chavo. I personally think, from a business standpoint, that made the most sense. From a personal standpoint, if I was booking that period of time, I probably would have gone for Chavo and just tried to push him to the moon and back.
But it would have been harder to believe for Chavo to win the World Championship in that short amount of time.
But that's why I say, from a personal standpoint and a business standpoint.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
If I'm playing on like TEW, which we might talk about later on, if I'm playing TEW, then I don't give a fuck. You know, I will do whatever I have to do within the rules to get Chavo over. You know, I don't give a shit who I have to piss off. It's like Randy Orton's not happy to drop the world title. Well, fuck, you can lose it to Kurt Angle first.
Because Kurt will do business.
Yes. Like, I mean, that'd be that whole fucking bullshit, the no way out thing. But it's like, you know, I never liked that feud because I understood Randy Orton as a heel, and I imagine he didn't want to say it either. But the whole Eddie's not in heaven, Eddie's down there in hell. It's like, oh boy, that's how we're going to get the cheap heat, is it? You know,
it's the same reason people come out and diss hometowns. You know, it's the same reason every time we hear, I'd rather be in a place like Sunderland. You wouldn't. Nobody would rather be in Sunderland. Yeah. Mackems don't even like Sunderland.
I wonder if a heel could successfully be a heel by saying he loves the town he's in. Like, I wonder if there's a heel.
Drew McIntyre did.
Yeah.
I remember being vividly at a show.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre came out and said he had loads of fun in Newcastle. He used to love being here. I kept using the word used to, and then he goes, and now look what you are. Yeah. And it was a great moment because he got cheered, and nobody was picking up on the Eustas.
So, the other names I mentioned there was
the Von Erichs. As you say, if I go like this is always a fun one for me. Because his boss has a few instinctive reactions to certain names in the world of pro wrestling.
Pavlovian responses. Yes.
So, with Mick Foley, he's just cheers.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Exactly. Tito Santana.
Arriba!
I don't know where it came from.
Neither do I. I don't know what happened.
And with Kerry Von Erich.
Yes, sir.
And we don't even know why. It was literally watching the Royal Rumble 1991, I think it was. Yeah. The Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich comes on screen. And all you hear is, yes, sir. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, I learned one thing watching a promo once. You don't mess with Texas. You don't mess with the Von Erichs. And I was like, what the fuck did this come from?
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Exactly.
I mean, the Von Erichs, I'm a little bit...
It's like, don't you dare eliminate Shawn Michaels. Kerry comes out. Okay, you can.
The Von Erichs, I'm a little bit not as in depth with because there's not a great deal at the moment of world class on the network, and I wasn't really exposed much. I carry one out as Texas Tornado. I know about the family tragedy. I know Fritz was obviously a booker in world class. I know the feud with the Freebirds. So a little bit of that. I know that obviously you've got the likes of I believe it's Kevin is the surviving Von Erich.
Right.
You've got Kerry, David, and Michael. David's supposed to be the world champion until he tragically lost his life. and then Kerry was given the World Championship. And I think Chris was the youngest member of the Von Erich family, and he sadly lost his life as well due to the tragedy. A lot of people, pardon me, sorry, a lot of the people believe that the Von Erichs were cursed, and I personally don't believe in curses.
Neither do I.
But you can see when such a small thing like that happens, you can kind of see it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Von Erichs is a great family. It's a good call on boss. You know, McMahon's. I do right. It was Jess, Vincent, then Vincent J, then Vince McMahon. Sorry, I forgot about the Von Erichs. The most fabulous member of the Von Erichs, Lacey Von Erich. What?
Oh.
She worked in TNA.
She's
a legitimate Von Erich.
I'm not. I think it's funny.
I mean, you've got Ross and Marshall working in Noah at the moment. They're the sons of Kevin, the brothers of Lacey. But they haven't really done a great deal at the moment. They're still rookies in the way the business works.
We've got to give them time.
So obviously you'll see how that happens. Yeah. Going to the McMahons, though, you've got, as I say, you got Jess, who booked boxing events and then moved to wrestling. Vincent J, who was legendary because he split from the NWA and was still invited to their booking meetings. You split, say, I want my own championship because I don't like who you got as champion. And they go, alright, yeah, mate, not a problem. You do what you want to do. We'll work with you sometimes. And, come to the committee meeting every year as well. The fuck? What sort of power do you have to have for that?
I mean, isn't it more of a respect thing, though?
Probably was at that point in time.
Yeah. Because he went and shook the hands of all the other... The famous story here, we shook the hands and said, my son will never compete with you, which was just dumb.
It was, because Vincent Kennedy McMahon, as we all know, had plans long before he took over.
Exactly.
Now, Vince, everybody knows the story of Vince. He took it from a territorial company to a multi, if not billion by this point, has to be close to...
It is a $1 billion corporation.
$1 billion corporation. Made himself a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Well, he made himself a billionaire overnight when he took the company public.
Exactly. As he says, a certified billionaire. And I believe you don't get a certificate for it, so he's not certified.
No, exactly.
They can take that third comma away from you.
Do you get a certificate when you are a certified G?
Yes.
Is there a school you have to pass?
Yes.
Is it the same one that John Cena went to?
No.
Alright, that's a different university.
Yes.
Okay.
See, Western University, Massachusetts does fuckonomics.
Right, okay.
Brooklyn and New Jersey do G.
Do G, alright, okay. So that's why you learn about G-forces, the G-spot, you know.
Yeah, over.
G-whiz.
Anything with G.
Yeah.
You know, anything with G.
So, he's an expert in giraffes, is he? But actually, judging by like the keep weird designs and hands and shit like that, wouldn't fucking surprise me.
It wouldn't me either.
He knows a lot of things about giants right now.
He does, yeah. He knows how to get his head smashed off them.
Yeah, it's your case, we're brothers. Bang! Hey, big show. Don't start. You know how this is going to end.
You jump around me, you yappy little dog, and I tell you right now, I'm going to knock your ass out.
It's like, dude, Ozzy Enzo Amore, just...
By the way, the Amore family, not a great big family in the world of wrestling.
Just, dear God, like, I want him to do so much. He's got talent. He's not just a runt. He can do shit. But by God, it's like, I think he's on the wrong show. I really think he is, right?
Yeah, 205 Live might work for him. Hey, he's 200. I know he says, right, he don't eat small meals, he ain't no cruiserweight. Yeah. But let's be honest, Enzo, you could fit in that cruiserweight division pretty easily.
Yeah. Although he's allegedly well over 400 pounds.
No, that's Crash. A member of another notorious family.
It was Crash.
Ouch. I'm going to try and get back onto the McMahons.
Yeah. Well, you would.
Well, speaking of them...
Desperate for the rest of the job, aren't you?
I am. I'm desperate. Just one chance. Just one shot. One opportunity. That's all I've got.
Are your arms heavy?
Knees weak.
Oh, palms are sweaty.
Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Oh, I can play that game with
you. You play it better than I will. Just spent the rest of the podcast going, hey, my name is what, man?
No, the reason I want to get back onto the McMahon is because Stephanie.
Well, I'll get with Stephanie any day.
Exactly. So you got Stephanie McMahon, you got Shane McMahon, who now is back in the fold. He's back in the family. He's back.
He never left.
He kind of did.
He didn't.
He did. The spot was left for him, but let's be honest, he left.
No, here's the thing. You know when you leave? When you leave, it's like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm gone. And then, like, for example, Bruno Sammartino, you know, he fucking left. You know? Kurt Angle, he fucking left. Shane McMahon was like, I'm gonna do this, y'all. Peace. And Vince is like, okay. Triple H is not my son.
He will be now.
Just keep that spot warm. Yeah, just...
Yeah. I'm going to use a term the boss hates. The prodigal son returned.
Yeah, but you know why I hate that term. But this isn't the podcast for it. This podcast is not about me lecturing people on the English language.
Let's change it to yell.
That's just shit. We're not doing yell.
We can. There's an audience for it.
Who?
People want to hear my random bullshit.
That's what TMO is.
No, that's just direct towards wrestling.
Fair point. We might do yell. If it's not already been done. I will look for it online. If someone's got a podcast for yell, you're fucked.
Screech.
No, because then we'll be associated with Dustin Diamond. And the only...
That's pretty... I mean, it's pretty bad to be associated with Dustin Diamond right now. We got arrested on Christmas. Fucking idiot.
We're not going to talk about that. Although, we can talk about him tenuously.
Because of Hulk Hogan's celebrity wrestling.
Yeah.
Which he was, by part, one of the better parts of it.
Yeah. I thought the balls on him to fucking stand up to a lot of people. He's a cunt, no matter which way you look at it. Oh yeah, warning, swearing.
That will happen at the beginning, don't we?
Yeah, so there's fucking... He's a fucking dick. So, Diamond... See, there's only one Diamond...
Can I point out, I swore like 5 times in the first opening sequence, and you turned around and went, now, warning, swearing.
I don't give a fuck. Anyway, the only Diamond in wrestling that we really give a shit about is Diamond Dallas Page. You know, the patron saint of wrestling. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he is a god in wrestling.
Oh yeah, he's a sainthood.
He's on my personal Mount Rushmore now.
He's going to get ascended. When he ascends up there, the dust of those baby we win.
He is the Holy Spirit of wrestling at this point. It's like Diamond Dallas Page, Eddie Guerrero, and Dusty Rhodes.
It's not a bad trinity, to be fair, is it?
That's right. The Father Baby, the Son Holmes, and the Holy Spirit. Bang! You know, yep, that's my trinity. I think I'm getting the t-shirt made.
Yeah, like we'd have that up for a week before it got took down.
I don't give a fuck.
I'll just try and work somewhere out. Maybe just essay, if you will, and bang.
Feel the bang essay, if you will.
If you will.
I always love you. But that's a name we should talk about.
The Rhodes family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was going to pick up on the kayfabe side of things, but the Rhodes family is definitely a name to bring up. Because you've
Rhodes,
got...
Reynolds.
Yeah, Rhodes, Reynolds. You've got Cody, you've got Dustin, Goldust.
Yeah.
And you got the American Twin, baby, if you will.
And of course, the best looking of the lot is
Brandy.
Cody. Yeah, Brandy, yeah.
Brandy, I don't even fucking lie.
Yeah.
Cody did good.
Cody do good.
Cody did well.
Oh,
I mean, Jesus Christ, Stardust. How the fuck do you manage that?
Like, fuck the revival. I think you want to fuck something else, son.
Let's not mention the revival.
She is the elite, though.
Oh, the elite.
Yeah. But the Rhodes family definitely have got to be like, because if you start with Dusty Rhodes,
yeah.
I mean, creative genius, a beacon of hope for a lot of talent, I think. Because he's the guy that, you know, my impression is nobody is good use, but he's like, baby, don't worry, we're going to do this with you, baby, we're going to do this. You know,
I mean, my impression is nowhere near, I don't want to say 3 people's names that come to mind. As soon as I hear a Dusty Rhodes impression, is Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Yeah.
And the third one's actually The Miz.
Yeah.
The Miz is a great Dusty Rhodes impression. I picked up...
Miz will probably do quite a few people.
Well, it's like anyone. Like, if you go to Matt Striker,
yeah,
he can do a few impressions because
his Piper is amazing. Well, though, I was thinking, if I remember rightly, Roddy Piper doesn't like people doing impressions of him.
He hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it.
I don't know why. I like, well, if someone could do an impression of me, I'd be like, fuck, that's amazing. But you look at Dusty Rhodes, this guy, and I don't just mean NXT, which is probably his most famous work at this point for the generation that we're in.
For the generation, yeah.
But people like, I hesitate to say people like me, because I came into the game in Invasion, well, before the Invasion pay-per-view, but the actual Invasion storyline angle. My kind of first Raws was the Vince and Shane feuding, which built up to Shane by
that.
WCW. So I came in quite late in the game. But someone like yourself, when you think of Dusty Rhodes, I imagine you think back to things like his work in WCW and WWF.
Yeah, I mean, as a creative guy, I hear a lot more about what I think of. Because for me, I hear a lot about Dusty Rhodes in Jim Crockett Promotions.
Yes.
In WCW. And then you hear about the likes of, for me, my first introduction with Dusty was Polka Dots.
Yeah.
It was. It was just a common man, Polka Dots, came out with the Wheel of Fortune music.
But yeah, the UK Wheel of Fortune. But the thing about that, the whole polka dot thing,
It didn't work.
Yeah, it's like Vince is like, we're gonna do this to,
it was supposed to be a rip, yeah.
We're gonna do this to rip, yeah. It is, oh baby, I look fine in my polka dots.
I mean, polka dots and I'm doing it fine, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, with sexy Sapphire, who was not sexy.
No. But again, Dusty was just like one of those ones, it's just like, you cannot put him down.
No, Dusty made anything work.
Yeah.
Speaking of making anything work, I'm going to bring up Dustin now.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Reynolds, a.k.a. the natural Dustin Reynolds, came out in cowboy boots and his little leather pants, and he fought whoever he fought. He was good, strong-hold American, teamed up with the likes of Ricky Steamboat, and they were good people, honest people. Q 1995, and he's gold dust.
Yeah.
Talk about making anything work.
Who is not a common man.
No, anything but.
But he does work hard with his hands.
Yeah, we saw that another time. I mean, ask Razor about that one. Or Ahmed Johnson.
Oh, God.
How they got away with that in 95, I'll never know. There was death threats and galore, I've heard.
Well,
but, I mean, just to even think about doing that is a...
Goldust and Roddy Piper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was just...
96 WrestleMania, WrestleMania 12.
Yeah. Poor Howard Finkel. But there's a guy who took this gimmick who clearly hated it as well. Like, he hated it.
Days, yeah.
I mean, and then he goes to WCW, one of my favourite promos. He comes out looking like Uncle Fester dressed up as Undertaker, and he says something to that effect.
7.
He's like, my name is Seven, by the way, and 7 also sucks. I was like, okay, and he just said, I'm going to make your lives a living hell. And I was like, okay, this guy looks like something I can fucking... I applauded him for, like, retrospectively, that because obviously the idea he was going to be almost like this pedophiliac character.
Apparently so.
And he was just like, no. And that's the thing, it's like, that's one of the few times I'm like, thank God he has creative control.
Because it was supposed to make him like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And Freddy Krueger was a paedophile.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone forgets about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
That's why he was burnt and killed by the parents.
I just try to forget Freddy Krueger, man.
I'm not a big horror guy, so it doesn't bother me.
I'm paranoid, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
I tell you, like, the first time I ever watched Freddy Krueger, I literally went about, I think it was like 3 years of not sleeping properly. Like, that's when I learned to survive on hour naps. That was it. But the whole 7 character, and the only kind of like thing that I don't like about the whole, not the whole Dustin kind of biography is TNA with whatever his character was in there.
Oh, Black Rain.
Just
Black Rain with.
I like the concept of exploring
Relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah.
Johnny the Bull Stamboli.
Yeah.
Came out as Relic,
Yeah.
which is killer backwards.
Yeah. But it was that whole thing of, I love the idea of exploring a guy that's had to play so many different characters. Of course there's going to be a part of him that's fucked in the head and just angry and bitter about the whole thing. But then to see Black Rain, it was like, oh, honey, it looks like you tried to do a zebra but fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I will always give...
I would have given him a mask. I wouldn't have even done the paint. I would have done a mask.
I can't do that to him. He's so talented with how he does his paint. He does it free-handed.
No, he wasn't at that point.
Well, he was on fucking all sorts at that point, so he probably was.
Yeah, like, that's something that fucking angers me about TNA. I know it's going off point here, but...
A little bit.
WWE, you do drugs, you're fucked. You will get caught. Yes, okay, it's for the selfish reason of, look, we are on a global platform. We cannot afford to get fucked over with a scandal, stuff like that. So I understand it comes from a selfish area, but it's all the same case of, if you need help, we will get you help. They do not want their talent on drugs.
It's not just their talent, their former talent.
Exactly, right? TNA, on the other hand, partly gives no shits.
At the time.
Like, obviously I can't speak to them now, but, you have the Road Dogg, Kip James, for a lot of people who don't know Billy Gunn. You have the likes of, Scott Hall, and, the likes of Sean Waltman, Kurt Angle with Pig Hill, stuff like that. Like, TNA were just kind of like...
As long as you came to work, you were fine.
Yeah, as long as you came to work and you're like, oh, you want to take a dig at WWE? Oh, by all means. But it's like...
I mean, and if we're going to talk about the drug situation, Jeff Hardy.
Yes, exactly. That was the other thing. Like, they let him work a pay-per-view. I don't give a shit, like, how much you advertise this match. There are ways and means around it. You have him attacked before the show. WWE did it with CM Punk.
Yep.
And that wasn't even an injury thing, That was WWE saying, we don't think you're the right guy right now, we want someone else. So, with TNA, like, that particular situation with Jeff Hardy, I would have had him assaulted at the beginning, so Sting goes, well, who's my opponent going to be? And then I would have Immortal come out, because I think it was Immortal at the time,
yeah.
and say, right, well, you're going to face all these guys, and throw in, like, at least 3 different competitors from Immortal. So it's going to be like Sting versus these 3 or something like that. And
it was Immortal, and then Fortune split off from Immortal, or joined Immortal.
Fortune split away from Immortal.
It was just a fucking whole sort of dog
because
shit.
Ric Flair brought them in, and then because they were doing the whole
Fortune 4.
Yeah, and
that one there.
I did actually like Fortune. I mean, Kid Kazarian, Bobby Roode, I think
James Storm and
AJ Styles. That was actually a good click.
Daniels that joined as well.
Yeah, that was a good click.
It was a great one. It was a real life one though. It was a group of best friends and
it
the
led
best
to James Storm winning the world title, Bobby Roode becoming one of the longest reigning TNA champions of all time.
The best. And then of course the best tag team in the biz is this.
Yes.
In
Kazarian and Daniels.
Yeah, and Bad Influence.
Which then went to ROH and but yeah, but so you're right, absolutely. Dustin Rhodes, a phenomenal talent. Then comes back to WWE, better than ever. Yeah,
better than ever. I mean, I don't do You Gotta Watch anymore, but Jesus Christ, you want a battleground match to watch that wasn't shit?
Oh god.
Go see fucking the Rhodes Brothers with Dusty versus The Shield.
I remember the You Gotta Watch. I used to do the You Gotta Watch.
Exactly, So yeah, I mean that. For me, my family's McMahons are always in it. Mm-hmm. Guerrero's always in it.
Oh, really?
The Dudley Boys are in it. Because Dudley Boys may be the greatest...
Well, that's the kayfabe one.
Yeah, maybe one of the greatest kayfabe families that got over that shouldn't have got over. It was a joke. It was a parody. Paul Heyman said it himself. It was a joke. We didn't mean for it to get over. It got over.
But don't forget
you got Dudley. It's not Dudley.
Well, don't forget the hottest Dudley.
Bubba. Was it Stacey? We're going Stacey? No, of course not. Bubba.
Duchess of Dudleyville. Damn right. It's official, it's canon.
The Duchess of Dudleyville. You had Bubba Ray, Devon, Big Dick Dudley. Big Dick. This makes me laugh. Every time I think of Big Dick Dudley, I think of Joe Gertner introducing Big Dick Dudley. And Joe Gertner always came out with some ridiculous ways of saying it. Like, he turned around and said, once he turned around and pointed to a guy in the crowd and went, the man who last night split your mother in half and made the 42-year-old woman like she was 2 21-year-old twins. And I was just sitting there going, you can't say that! I was like 14 at the time, going, you can't say that on TV. Then I realised I was watching ECW and you can say what the fuck you want.
And Paul often did.
Yes.
I want you to cancel us.
Take me off the air. I'm begging you.
Well, it's just like, you can't tell that's genius or a cry for help. They'll call it big.
So Dudley Boys will always be on there mainly because they're my second favourite tag team of all time.
Yeah.
For those interested, no, I will not be mentioning the other tag team of all time in this greatest families because Johnny Ace can go suck a dick.
Suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick, suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick.
Nice.
I changed the words at the end there for copyright. Can't believe that. But it's true.
And then you've got, for me, one of the greatest kayfabe, the greatest kayfabe family of all time, the Andersons.
Oh, of course. So you got Ollie Anderson.
Ollie on CW was an unofficial official member.
Unofficial.
Like, he said he was an Anderson, so ECW said he was an Anderson, but he was never officially an Anderson. So
I think, like, for me, Arn Anderson is one of my favourite talents of all time.
yeah, and they were cousins, which was great. They were cousins. They looked the fucking like each other. You could have got away with Ollie and Arn being twins, but like they said they were cousins instead. And for me, Ollie Anderson was a great worker. He was a dick, but he was a great worker. And Arn Anderson is probably the greatest natural technician that I've ever watched.
What I think is I keep looking at Luke Gallows and just going, you could have been one.
Scott Dawson.
Yeah, Scott Dawson.
Scott Dawson sent a tweet out after the whole Kurt Angle Jason Jordan thing, which would not be mentioned again.
Not deliberately, anyway.
Not deliberately. Sent a tweet to his mom.
Yeah.
With a picture of Arn going, Mom.
I tell you what, I will mention that. Did you watch the rough edition of Smacking Talk on Tout? Which is... See, Daniel Bryan and Renee Young decided they were going to go rogue and record their own After SmackDown podcast.
All right.
Via Tout.
Tout? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it is. You can watch it on Twitter, though, because they post it there. And it was fucking funny. They brought Chad Gable on, and they did a paternity test to prove that Daniel Bryan was his father. And Chad just fucking up. And Daniel Bryan just goes, I'm just so emotional, man. It's like, wow, you guys have just decided, fuck Raw.
Yeah,
right?
no shit's given, right?
We are fucking Raw.
I'm going to tie this up now because we've got other things to go through. But one of the greatest families that we have to mention, Hart.
Of course.
Hart's, they are the Canadian royalty when it comes to professional wrestling.
With the god that is Stu Hart.
Yeah, you got Stu. And he had 12 fat kids. I mean, God bless his wife.
Talking about genetic jackhammer.
I think it was actually Martha Hart as well. It might not be, but it's funny. And then you got, the ones that wrestled and were good wrestling always were Owen and Brett. But then you think about who was married into the family.
Yeah.
The Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog. Yeah. Jim Neidhart, the Anvil. Mm-hmm. And then you got T.J. Wilson.
Well, you've also got the likes of Roddy Piper, who is
a cousin.
A
loose cousin, yes.
Yeah, so...
According to Piper, I don't think any Hart members ever actually mentioned whether they are or not.
Well, he was closest to Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was during that period of time when Owen came through and he was...
So one of my favourite moments in wrestling ever was Piper confronting Russo in TNA.
Yeah. That's up there.
I'll give Russo this. He fucking took it.
You had to.
It's very... Like, when it's Piper, you don't really have a choice in the matter. The security guards probably helped. But, no, it's one of those situations, though, wasn't it? Where it's like, oh, these guards aren't here for me, they're here for you.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, because I'm not going to be like Jim Cornette and make my career about insulting Russo. I have class.
Which we could.
No, it's, fuck him. Russo's a piece of shit. Cornette's out of touch, and that's all I need to say about that. But you're right about the Hart family.
Hart, yeah. I mean, then look at like the third generation Harts.
Yeah.
Neidhart, I guess it's Natty Neidhart, but then TJ married into that, Tyson Kidd. Who was a great talent, unfortunately now injured and is working backstage.
Yes,
so it's a good thing, It is unfortunate.
At least there's something for him. He's not just being thrown to one side. So yeah, that's your problem, kid.
Yeah, I mean, even Teddy Hart is a great talent, but has a terrible attitude. If Teddy Hart, I mean,
what about the man of the South, Jimmy Hart?
Yeah, I mean, the official, non-official member of the Hearts.
Hulk Hogan, man, he's so great.
What's that, brother?
Go on, Jimmy Hart, man.
I just love your Jimmy Hart impression.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Hart.
It's just like you're Mickey Mouse.
Oh my God, it's Hulk Hogan! Get out of my studio,
brother.
And your Hulk Hogan one-word impression, brother.
Well, let me tell you something, dude.
Yeah.
Can I be part of this?
No, don't worry, you may not. That still don't.
That would have broke my speaker.
From looks of it didn't.
Wow, I say hello, Mark, it breaks my fucking sound. Doing a skronk live on camera, nothing. No, I mean, yeah, definitely the Hart family is got to be up there.
Definitely.
All right.
So those are
so a fair few mentioned the Harts. I hope I think it was Dave who sent that in. I hope Dave. I hope I answered your question. Who we thought the greatest families of all time were.
Ultimately, who would you say, if gun to your head, who would you pick as like, all right, this is the family?
Well, McMahon would have to be it just because of what they've done for the business.
I'm gonna say Guerrero. Just for like their reach in the wrestling business and how.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously,
I think McMahon
Guerrero's now reaching into Lucha Underground. Don't
I think it comes down to McMahon. Yes, in terms of global media, they are the wrestling family. But I think when you think about tradition and you think about respect, I think the Guerrero family is just it's almost like a gang.
Yeah, I mean, Lucha Underground probably put it best with the Guerrero tribe.
Yes, exactly.
And their reach is far and wide because you see people like Bailey and Sasha Banks influenced heavily by Eddie, and it just continues on. So I mean, you definitely see it.
Put this way, I hate to say it on a sad note, but look at when Eddie Guerrero passed away, the impact it had on all wrestling companies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think, so for me, I'll say Guerrero.
Okay,
but I completely respect your answer as well.
All right.
So what we're talking about next?
The second thing that was sent through in our next topic of conversation, which we'll probably get many conversations in as we just did, is shoulda, woulda, coulda. People, angles, or things in the world of professional wrestling that shoulda, woulda, coulda got over, or been, or happened.
Okay, well, this is a very good one for me personally. I love hypotheticals like this. It's why I like. It's why I was always excited when we started doing the bookmark thing. Which will
be coming back in a different sort of way, actually.
Yeah, and why I love playing TEW and playing with mods and stuff. I, a while ago, did a blog about like 10 people who should have been world champion.
Yep.
I'm pretty certain everyone's done this at some point.
Yeah.
Either as a blog or in a conversation or a podcast or something like that. For me, there's always been there's one which I felt. There's two different kinds of persons. There's those that you would want to have been champion, but in your heart of hearts, it wouldn't have gone over. Then there's those that you wouldn't have been champion, that you know would have gone over. You know? And for me, two of those people are definitely Owen Hart and William Regal. Two people who I think... William Regal, if he had gone in the world title picture when he was the GM of Raw, and had really pushed that storyline of being the most powerful entity in the WWE, and had managed to... He won King of the Ring. Mm-hmm. Imagine if he had then invoked King of the Ring rights, and then took a world championship shot, and won it by hook or by crook, and then become world champion. He'd have been King of the Ring, world champion, and the general manager of Raw. Literally the most powerful entity in the WWE besides the chairman of the board.
That's very true.
And that, for me, would have been a key moment to have booked that entire thing. Owen Hart, I think, is on everyone's top 10, if they're not at the number one spot.
Yeah, Owen Hart's always got to be on that list. Should have been world champion, could have been world champion, and would have been world champion, in my opinion.
I've got a ton more, but what about yourself?
So, world champion-wise, definitely some things on there that's... It's on there, Owen Hart is on there. I believe Eddie would have held it more times.
It was revealed shortly afterwards that the plan was for him to become SmackDown's World Heavyweight Champion again.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I
think
Eddie would have held it a handful of times, though.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been running that.
I think in his career he would have at least been a 4-time champion.
Yeah, he would have got up to that icon sort of status that he had anyway. He was getting it there.
He'd be like a HBK style icon level. Yeah. So
definitely would have had a lot more angles, I think, from that. William Regal, I would have loved William Regal to be a world champion. I think at the time he'd be a great heel champion, definitely. But I think there's a few interesting ones on there.
Regal could have easily been ECW champion, in my opinion.
He could have been. I thought he was going to win the world championship, ECW championship in WWE. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
Against Christian in Blackpool, in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I was there.
Yeah.
Watching it going, we're going to see a world champion. Yeah, we're going to see a new champion tonight. Yeah, everybody's rocking for a Regal. And then, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Thank God we give it to Ezekiel Jackson.
So, yeah, I mean, on that sort of note, we would have had Regal. Hardcore Holly could have been a world champion.
Could have.
In his match his feud against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
If you wanted Brock to not drop it against there, he could have done it that way.
Yeah. I suppose retrospectively, I'm glad that didn't happen because
Those of you who see me on camera now, I am looking at my phone, but I'm trying to find something. That's why.
Well, while you're trying to find that, a couple of things on my list as well.
If I could work out the new Twitter fucking.
One of the things I used to say Drew McIntyre a lot, but now I'm not so worried because he's had the chance to go away and establish himself, and now he's coming back with Collateral, which he didn't have before. Before he just had fucking talent, he had charisma and all this, and WWE just weren't ready. They put the trigger on him, so they put him in 3-man band, and he still made it work along with Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater. They still made it work, and then they're like, no. So he's then gone out with that talent and charisma and all that, and what's he done? He's, getting himself Collateral. He's created stock for himself, so that now he's come back and go, right, how about now? So I'm not so much worried about Drew McIntyre anymore because he's back where he could become NXT champion. I think he will become NXT champion against Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a hell of a match.
It's gonna be a hell of a match, definitely. People who never held the title, which I felt should, were. I mean, you definitely have a lot of people.
I can give you a handful for the 80s straight away.
Right, for me, definitely. I mean, for me, it's like a little. There's one that has always pissed me off. It's pissed me off ever since I started following the company.
Piper?
No. Piper is definitely one I would love to have been world champion. Don't know if you could sell it as well.
In 1984?
Yeah,
in 1986, where he was a world against Hulk Hogan.
But
easy.
That's not when I first saw him.
No, I know
what
what you're saying, yeah.
But you'll know what I mean. Like, when I first started following the company, and I first started following the talent, how they never became world champion, I do not understand. ROH did the right thing and put the title on him.
Like Daniels.
Yeah.
Daniels at TNA.
Yes, X Division champion, tag team champion, fair play. Why was he never given the world heavyweight? He wanted it. He would have carried it. Why? Why did they never pull the trigger on him? And that pisses me off because Daniels is one of my top 5 talent of all time. And it fucking burns a hole in my senses that they never put the title on. That is literally like it's like being like, okay, I'm working in the kitchen, I'm making this fantastic meal, we've got these fresh ingredients, fuck that, I'll use what's in the cans. It's like, you've got talent here, you can fucking use... No. What we're going to do, though, is soon we're going to bring in a bunch of people from, WWE because they, want to do other stuff, and we're just going to put all the stuff on them because fuck you. But I'm Christopher Daniels, one of the most talented people in the world. Yeah, about that. We think we're going to do better with Bobby Lashley. I fucking hate you. It's like, and it's no disrespect to Bobby Lashley. He's done great establishing himself as a heel in TNA.
Yeah.
I don't like him. Not as a person. I don't know him as a person. I think he's probably an alright guy. He seems like a nice enough guy. I just don't like watching him. He's boring to me. He's a one-trick pony. He's not as diverse as Brock Lesnar.
Nope.
I know people are going to make jokes about the fact that I use the term diverse, but
Suplex City.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar does suplex not because it's the only thing he can do, but because it's the only thing he has to do.
Yep.
It's what the people pay to see. They don't.
I do. I legitimately, and I've told Boss this many a time, I'm watching it to see Brock Lesnar throw a motherfucker.
Yeah, nobody is actually paying to see Brock Lesnar attempt another shooting star press.
I don't know. I'd give that a shot as well. Like,
I don't want him to try.
I've seen him achieve them when he was younger.
Yeah, so have I. But I don't want to see him try now when he's like one of the primes of his career.
Yeah.
Although there is, as per usual, the talk of him going back to UFC.
Oh, is there? Oh,
speaking of that, and I'm go away from the point for a moment again. You gotta love the fact that you've got fucking CM Punk saying, I want a UFC fight, and Dana Brooke is not talking to him.
Dana White.
Sorry, Dana White, sorry. Dana
Brooke boy isn't talking to him either. Like,
Dana White is just like, no. Just like, it's like, of course you don't want to put CM Punk back. I don't think CM Punk has realised he probably isn't a money draw anymore.
Nope.
Just like,
we paid to watch him get beat the first time.
Yeah.
We probably paid to watch him beat the second time.
Yeah.
But by the time that third time comes around, I guarantee you, ain't many of us going to pay to watch it.
Yeah, Punk is one of those people where I'm like,
Punk's on my list on this subject, actually.
Yeah. Well, Punk is, the way I look at Punk is like, I don't I don't believe everything he says. I don't believe everything that WWE says. But I am more inclined to believe the likes of certain people in the WWE than CM Punk, because CM Punk comes across as an insufferable twat, and I believe that there's a lot of stuff that he says which is generally true. I believe he had health issues. I believe WWE were maybe trying to push him. But then there are certain things he says which I'm just like, you smell like Ryback. That's what it feels like. Because you got Ryback, who, by the way, I'm surprised Ryback hasn't come out and said that he was meant to be Kurt Angle's son. At this point. Oh yeah, man, I was going to be all this, I was going to wrestle Triple H at WrestleMania. It's like, sure you were, bro. And I'm meant to be the next Divas champion. It's just...
It's true.
But you were saying
damn
about,
true.
You were saying about CM Punk.
Yeah, Punk's on my list of shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Yeah.
Shoulda gone to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Could have had an amazing match with Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Would have got over like a motherfucker and made money.
Yeah. And that's like... Cause
all three of them there.
Yeah, because he wanted to be in the last match, the main event. Here's the thing. Yes.
Despite the fact that the year beforehand he had a better match than the main event against The Undertaker.
Yeah, and it's like... People obsess over the last match. He's like, a lot of the time, the last spot is the worst one to be in. Because if you have an amazing match beforehand, you got to follow that up, and you're
25.
supposed to win. And if you've got Roman Reigns in the last match, you ain't doing shit.
WrestleMania 25.
I like Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's a good guy. He works hard. He has done nothing wrong. Okay, he let the creative writers convince him to say suffering succotash, which, unless you're somebody Sam, you can't say.
I'm going to say right now, this week on Raw, he was quite good.
Yeah. Shut up! See, to me, that's Roman Reigns, not this whole fucking suffering succotash. But how many years ago was that now? The whole suffering succotash bullshit, and now people are like, boo, Roman Reigns. It's like, he doesn't suck though.
Yeah, but it's the Cena thing. That's what he's got. He's got the Cena mark on him.
Mm. It's like, again, it's like, if you're going to hate on people, don't hate on the people trying to work. Hate the creative writing, but don't fucking lose your shit at the guy who's doing what he's told to do. That's what I don't understand. It's like, this is when there is the difference between like a film or a wrestling show. As a film, you can boo internally for the villain. You can be like, oh, how dare you? I wanted the hero to win that scene and whatever. Whereas in wrestling, obviously I look at that and it's probably the smark in me. I look at it and go, but it's not his fault. He's just doing what he's told to do. And some people will be trats and go, oh, following orders, that's Hitler's excuse. And it's like, well, fuck off.
Fuck off, you just lost the argument.
Yeah, exactly. Good one's little bitch. But it's like he's told to go out there and beat this guy. What do you want him to do? Go, nah. It's like, I'm sorry, DDP's argument of, I can't hold the title. If you're as a fan told you're going to get the world title, fuck yes I am. You know what I mean? You wouldn't argue at the time. It's like all these people who pretend to be noble. It's like, oh, I would have said no. It's like, you were told to beat The Undertaker, not you specifically, because you wouldn't. But, as a wrestler, I would like to say that if someone said to me, oh, you're going to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, I'd be like, oh, well, I probably wouldn't. How dare.
Apparently even Brock said no.
Yeah. It's like...
Apparently Brock said no and take your hat and go and convince him.
Well, that's the thing, because Brock is a different animal, literally. But Brock is someone that's out of the business and comes back into the business. Yes, he's a part-timer, but I don't mean that derogatorily. That's not a word. But I
know what you meant, though.
Yeah, I don't mean it as a derogatory term. I mean, he is someone that is legit part-time. He is a spectacle. He is literally a spectacle.
He is. He's money.
Exactly. So you don't bring him in all the time. He is the exception to my champion rule. Your champion should be there to run the flagship. He's there to... So if you're the champion of Raw, you are there. You run the show. You don't have to wrestle all the time. But you have to be there. Brock's the exception to the rule, as far as I'm concerned. But the Undertaker... for most people, though, if they would say they were going to beat the Undertaker, they're probably like, oh my god, I'm going to be so over. But they would say to people, oh, well, I would say no. I would like, fuck off, would you?
No, I get that.
Cement your place in fucking history. You know what I mean? It's like Shawn Michaels.
So that brings up a good one then.
Yeah.
If the streak was ever to be broken, when should it have been broken? Was WrestleMania 30 against Brock Lesnar the right time?
I am one of those people who lives in the camp of it shouldn't have been broken.
Me too. You know how I feel. But I think if it had to have been broken, would be a different question again. WrestleMania 28, Hell in a Cell, end of an era, Triple H versus Undertaker with Shawn in the ring. Otherwise, you didn't touch it at all.
I would have had the Brock Lesnar match be the retirement match. I would have had that be the... I would when I say retirement, though, I don't mean, like, full-on retirement. I mean, right, you have to be someone I'm interested in before I come back out, which is technically kind of what it was. But what I would have done is I would have had Brock talking non-stop, well, Paul Heyman, talking non-stop about how we are going to end the streak, as he did, and then Undertaker come out and say, the streak is the only thing I care about at this point. I've won all your championships, but the streak is mine. The streak is, you can't be beaten, and I will put my life on the line. And I would have had it that...
Did.
Yeah, but I would have had Brock and him just go at it. I would have had no disqualification, So no disqualification, false count anywhere, and I would have had them just go at us. But I would have had Undertaker be an absolute fucking dick.
You have to remember though, we could have booked it that way, but Taker got concussed within the first 10 minutes of the match and was then had a fractured skull by the end of it.
True, but if we change history, whatever. So I would have had Taker just bring out.
Otherwise, it sounds very similar to how you had it.
But I would have had call all the shots. Just he's just going to town. He is going medieval on his ass. Brock then try to give good back, and they go at it, and then at the end, it's won by Undertaker. Getting that. I wouldn't even use a tombstone. I would go for a last ride from the turnbuckle. Punts right up there, slam down, just falls on him. 1, 2, 3, and they are both out. They are both just completely done. The ref calls the match, 1, 2, 3, Undertaker wins, but they are both fucked. They both put everything on the line. Only one man won, the Undertaker won, and I would have had, Brock and Undertaker slowly get up. I would have Brock shook his hand, extend his hand. Undertaker shakes it, and then chokeslams him. And then Undertaker leaves, Brock Lesnar leaves. And then the way it goes from there is, Brock is now Brock's fine because he couldn't beat the Phenom, but he can still beat you. Whereas Undertaker's I'm now, I will return when a worthy opponent shows himself. And that means up until Royal Rumble time or whatever, he can look at someone like a Bray Wyatt or a Roman Reigns and go, But yes.
That's pretty much what happened about the street there, that's all. Right, so now that we've got that back and everything's sorted, part 2, we're going to look at a couple more topics. And of course, what's going to happen right now is that we're going to talk about the third topic, franchise number 3 there. And it is, of course, tag team wrestling.
Tag team wrestling.
Is it dead or alive?
I would say it's alive. I would say in WWE, on Raw, it's fucked. But SmackDown's are doing fine. NXT, admittedly, I've fallen behind on that. But no, I don't think tag team wrestling's dead at all. I think it's just on Raw it is.
Yeah, it certainly seems on Raw to be struggling.
Yeah.
You got the Revival, the Club, Sheamus and Cesaro as the tag team, the Ballers, the tag team champions, the Hardy Boys, and that's about it now.
Honestly, and I don't mean to be one of those people, but what I think the problem is on Raw? It's the same problem you had back in fucking the original draft when SmackDown was surging ahead. It's because I don't think Vince really gives a shit what's happening on SmackDown. I think Vince looks at SmackDown as that's the alternative, It's it's almost as if SmackDown becomes ECW. That's the alternative. That's what, let people watch that. Vince focuses more on Raw. Vince focuses on, Triple H, and they focus on Raw shows. They focus on that side of things. And
there's a bit too much micromanagement on Raw.
Exactly. It's and I don't think, I'm not necessarily saying a lot of Vince McMahon doesn't know what he's doing, it's all his fault. No, I think he gets a lot of things right, but I think the problem is he is somewhat out of touch, and I think sometimes he expects things to work, but doesn't understand that they're not going to work anymore. For example, the whole if you look at SmackDown, the Usos and the New Day, they do this whole thing, and they mention the X-Rated video starring Xavier Woods and Paige and Brad Maddox.
Yep.
On Raw, wouldn't forget about it, it wouldn't have happened, or whatever. SmackDown, when they've done it, what do they do with it? Fuck it, let's run with it.
Yep.
They show it over and over again. Why? Vince would never allow that. You know, and that's because someone else is being smart. Essentially, it's going to be Road Dogg who's going, nah, because he's the head creative there on SmackDown. So he's the head writer.
There, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he was I knew he was head of producers. I didn't know
he's basically in charge. That's how he's been talking to people. Like, someone actually called him out on Twitter, like saying, "Oh, the old SmackDown writer was way better." And fucking Road Dogg turns around and goes, "Yeah, he works with me on this, so fuck you." So like, basically, Road Dogg's in charge over that side of things. I imagine Triple H is probably... It's like even Triple H is in there. You got Shane McMahon there and stuff like that.
Yeah, because Trips isn't part of creative, is he? He's part of the developmental.
Yeah, so it's like... I look at that and I go... I think SmackDown are just smarter in the way they are more reactive. Like, for example, at the pay-per-view, you know, AJ Styles had losing a match what he shouldn't have done.
Yep.
Okay, what do they do? Well, we'll give him the title back in an amazing triple threat with Chris Jericho back. You could argue, no, that was the plan. All right, if that was the plan, it was a weird one.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I've seen that video that AJ's reaction. It definitely wasn't the plan.
Yeah. But the way I look at that, look how they just went, all right. But the beauty of it all was SmackDown Live. Yep. It's like they're live, so they have to learn to go with the flow and see what happens. And they've thrived in that environment. Not everything on SmackDown works. I'll grant you that. I completely accept that. But look at the tag team on there, though. You've got the fucking Fashion Police, who
They are so over, it's unbelievable.
You know me.
You'd hate
I should hate the Fashion Police, but I
With
don't.
a burning passion, you should hate
They
them.
are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get that t-shirt.
You know, Tyler Breeze is definitely a guy that's just like, he is great. He is.
Tyler Breeze is a guy you can give anything to and he'll go, okay.
How can you believe he used to be a heel? You know what I mean? It's like the Enzo Amore. Enzo used to be heel. How can you fucking tell?
Yep.
You know, look, the Usos. The Usos have never been as impressive as they are right now.
Or the Uso Penitentiary.
They are just fucking owning. They've worked out the promos. They've worked out how to talk.
Day one is H.
Yeah, they've worked out. They've got the New Day over there. New Day do. I mean,
New Day doing what the New Day
Kofi
do.
Kingston, new milestone. He is the only person in WWE ever to hold 5 different tag team
Yeah,
championships.
there's 2 different versions of the WWE Championship, the World, Raw, and SmackDown. Yeah.
And Xavier Woods got himself a new personal record.
The first time he won a match.
First time he won a championship by pinning someone.
Ah, yeah, because usually he's just on the outside doing a trump up.
It's the first time he picked up the win.
I noticed he picked up the win. I thought it was a good moment for them. I think that means everybody's picked up a win for them. The Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods. Each one of them have picked up a win.
Absolutely true. So you've got that. Then you look at
the Ascension,
who
had 2 tickets to paradise.
The Ascension are just
hilarious.
I think honestly, at this point, the Ascension are now just having fun.
The Ascension turned around and started eating cheese off the platter on the Fashion Police. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the fucking world was them. And then them stealing the tickets. No, we only listen to techno thrash speed metal.
Yeah. But like, they're having fun, clearly. But then
the Hype Bros.
Yeah, the Hype Bros, who do their thing. You've got, and I will mention it, Heath Slater and Rhino, who are on SmackDown.
On Raw.
On Raw, they're not doing much.
Yeah.
But on SmackDown, the first SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, and they did fucking great as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? SmackDown
He's got that pool.
Yeah.
You got kids, baby.
SmackDown gave us Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
It did also.
Which was like, holy, like, everyone was second guessing that, going, hang on, so what
is the feud coming?
Yeah, like there was a point there we were actually going, so what's going to happen? And then
there was a point where we forgot how wrestling worked and went, this is it.
The Royal Rumble came along and they kind of went, oh, here we go.
Freebird rule.
And then it was like, wait, what? Wait, you're
unfortunately, they split up one of my favourite tag teams, American Alpha. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weeks after splitting up one of my other favourite tag teams, Enzo and Big Cass.
Yeah.
Hence why I think we got this question.
Yeah.
Overall, you are lacking, but you have. That being said, the rumour is you're going to get a good tag team run out of Rollins and Ambrose.
Yeah, but come on, Raw has the revival.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so
Top guys.
yeah, no flips, just fists.
Yeah, baby. 2 times.
Yeah, so you got them. Who else? Right, they got
Club.
Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yep.
The Club, who are so badly used.
The Good Brother Town. What a reaction on Raw that was. The Good Brother Town.
Just
Nerds.
yeah, nerd has become an actual offence. Like,
from the nasty nerd, I don't take offence to it.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I got on my DeLorean and went back a few decades. It's like, just holy shit, I can't remember when nerd was a fucking insult.
Hey, you had the Hardy Boys over on
Yeah,
Raw.
Hardy
Yeah.
Boys are, yeah, who are teasing that gimmick, just teasing it. Jeff Jarrett arguing that he owns it and he's fucking full of shit.
Delete.
Yeah, so I mean, you got some there, but
The Mr. Raj.
the Miz Taraj. I am loving the Miz Taraj.
I'm loving the different style they give each other.
Yeah.
Hey, what, the first week they came out, they both looked in suits.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Curtis has shaved his hair, got his beard trimmed down.
Yeah.
He's wearing a nice suit every week, even wrestling in nice pants. And then you've got Bo Dallas comes out like a fucking cowboy mixed with a biker, and it's just like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess.
I am loving what they've done to Bo Dallas. I have said this, I've said time and time again, you've heard me bitch about this. He is a good talent, I just hated his gimmick.
Bo Lee!
Shut up. It was such a terrible gimmick, and now with this, I'm like, yes! Fucking, first of all, Curtis Axel. I am a huge fan of Curtis Axel. He's one of my bigger. When Paul Heyman took him under his wing, I was fucking dancing. You know, I love Curtis.
Boss doesn't dance.
I love Curtis Axel. I've always wanted better for Bo Dallas. This whole thing just fucking works. I'm so happy.
It does, and I enjoyed the match on Raw that they had this week against Ambrose and Rollins, as I mentioned, which is an interesting storyline by itself. But yeah, I mean, tag team wrestling to me goes outside of WWE. You've got Ring of Honor's got a really strong tag team division. Of
course, yeah.
With the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
War Machine.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's coming to mind right now.
But you've always got is it called the Trio Cup?
The
big, is it, I can't remember.
The King of Trios.
Yeah, the King of Trios stuff.
Over in Shikara.
Shikara, that's the one.
Which is currently going to be happening in Birmingham, England this year. Special one on there. Nice. So you got that. So yeah, I mean, 6-man tags obviously aside, but you got the likes of the Kingdom and Ring of Honor. Looking at let me try and get his name right now. It was Pentagon Junior. It was then Pentagon Dark. It's now Pentagon L0M. So L0 Miro.
Yeah.
So he's now El Pentagon Zero Fear.
And of course,
with Ray Phoenix, and then you got the Young Bucks, you've got Tamatonga and Tongala.
Yeah.
I think I pronounced his name right there. Which is the Gods of Destiny, putting the tag team in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, you've got so many tag teams going on.
For me, tag team wrestling never went away. It just got forgotten about it.
Raw is the only place in the world that can.
I've mentioned on this show many a time that tag team wrestling is one of my favourite things in the business.
Yeah, I just think it's on Raw right now is where it's suffering. But Raw isn't wrestling.
Not on my TEW, it's not.
Raw is just an aspect of wrestling. That's all it is. It is a small part.
Vince is just missing one thing. He's missing a tag team of 2 bruising super heavyweights that throw people around. Overkill.
Yeah. That's more your TEW.
That is my TEW, yes.
So no, I don't think tag team wrestling is dead. I just think on Raw it needs a bit of a defibrillator.
Yeah, certainly. So I think it's the same. I think Raw is the only place really where it's not getting a good workout, but at the same time it's getting a decent workout.
Yeah.
When it comes to the likes of... Sorry, Boss's video's changed. I was just looking to see what it was. It looked as if it's a fantasy Royal Rumble with gimmicky guys.
Don't mention the background. I just need shit under the background to make, whatever.
It just caught my eye, that's all.
How dare you. I was really thinking it caught your eye.
Always, boss. So, yeah. The 4th one's quite easy. It was asked to us. It's probably something we get asked every so often.
Yeah.
For me, it's not as easy as it is for you.
Okay.
What are you watching and why?
I'm watching the shit out of Lucha Underground. For y'all who don't know.
Wait. No. It's not Lucha Underground. It's...
Lucha Underground! So Lucha Underground is on the El Rey network. Some of the people in charge of it are the likes of Chavo Guerrero,
Robert
Rodriguez, who's obviously a legendary name at this point. It looks at wrestling as if it were real. So basically, for example, you have characters you got one person who's called, is it Draco? Or
Drago.
Drago is a dragon. He is a man dragon. And I don't mean he dresses up as a dragon. I mean...
No, he has the spirit of a dragon trapped in a man's body.
And he's part of, like... so he has, like, a long tongue, he has scales and stuff like that. He is a dragon.
You see him breathe fire and fly away.
Exactly. The whole kind of concept behind Lucha Underground is you have something called the Temple, which is owned by a man named the proprietor, Dario Cueto. Dario Cueto, I think it's the Don that's from you there. Dario Cueto.
Jefe.
Dario Cueto is an agent of chaos. He loves violence. And he serves that. So in a way, he is kind of a heel because he does these dirty deeds, but he's more of he's more of like in D&D terms, he is chaotic neutral. You know, he does what he wants to do, and if he thinks it's going to be good for business, he'll do that. You know, but sometimes he will do selfish shit. Anyway, so he's created this temple, which is a wrestling place. Somewhere in, is it Los Angeles?
It's Boyle Heights, Los Angeles, yeah.
Yeah, Boyle Heights, Los Angeles. And the people who wrestle there, it's perceived more as fighting and wrestling. So you'll have like cutscenes of people doing martial arts, but in the ring it's usually wrestling stuff.
Very luchador heavy.
Yeah, so you've got people who belong to tribes, like based on like Aztecian tribes, like the Rabbit Tribe, the Dragon
Tribe. Love the Rabbit Tribe.
The Moth Tribe, and all this stuff. And they're all battling for these different things. So you've got the Lucha Underground Championship. Lucha, for a lot of people who don't know, means fight. So Lucha Underground Championship, which is their like top main event. You have the Gift of the Gods, which I'll explain in a second, and you have the Trios. So the Trios Championship is basically just a 3-person tag team. It's intergender wrestling as well, so it's male and female. The Gift of the Gods is basically a belt that's made up of 8 medallions. And with these, once you win the Gift of the Gods Championship, you can cash that in for a championship shot. So when you cash it in, you get your championship match, which is either in a week or 2. I believe it's a 2-week gap. So once you cash it in, you get your title match in 2 weeks, and that title match is for the Lucha Underground title. So it's a bit like Money in the Bank, but with strict rules. So Lucha Underground is done as an entertainment show. It is done as a TV show that showcases great wrestling talent. You've got the likes of Rey Mysterio in there at the moment. Ricochet playing the part of Prince Puma. You have Chris Cage, who plays the man they call Cage. Who's just a machine at the moment. You've got El Tecicano.
Azteca.
Yeah. You've got Pentagon Dark, which is the Zero Miro guy. There's a guy, I can't remember who he is, but he plays, you got the guy that played Judas in TNA, doing an amazing job of playing a character called Mia Muertes.
Yeah, Judas.
Accompanied by Katrina, who was Maxine Dewey, and a far better talent in Lucha Underground. You got the guy in PWG who plays Dario Cueto's vicious
Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb, who plays Dario Cueto's vicious masked older brother, who is essentially Bane. In fact,
Matanza.
Matanza and Mil Muertes are 2 different versions of Bane. Okay, one is your ruthless, degenerative monster, and the other one is your cool, calculating monster. So, Lucha Underground is definitely worth watching. The best place to watch it is, if you can't get the other network, is to try and find sources online. Of course, we do not condone stealing content, blah, you wouldn't download a house, blah, blah, blah. You know,
how would you download a house?
I don't know, but I suppose Sims. But,
literally, the advert for you wouldn't download a house is then put a USB and a plug in the fucking wall.
It's like, bitch, you don't tell me what I wouldn't do.
If you've got a USB plug in your wall, you're rich.
Yeah. I have a USB plug in my wall.
See? You're rich.
I'm rich. I've got Fat Pack and Super Packs. What about yourself? What are you
Oh,
watching?
dear God. What am I watching?
Elizabeth!
What am I watching? I've literally just put up the W Network just to try and give you an idea where my brain goes from these words. So, WWE, I'm currently watching a mixture of things.
Aye.
So, as a boss known, I like to mix it up every so often. So, WWE Network-wise, I'm watching 2006 Raw and the pay-per-views that follow. And right now, just got the rebirth, the reuniting, the resurrection of Generation X.
Nice.
Literally just got that. I'm heading away towards Vengeance. Saturday, and then I'm watching the Saturday Night Main Event 1990s, because early 90s, because, well, I watched Clash of Champions, and I thought, you know what? Let's see how these compare. And then I realised I'm very much more of a Southern wrestling fan. If I had my way, I probably would have been a WCW guy back in the day. So I'm watching that. I'm watching Clash of Champions, Saturday Night Main Event, as well as watching random events like Chicago, Takeover Chicago, and Backlash. Obviously, keeping up the modern day era of Raw and SmackDown. PWG, trying to watch as much pro wrestling Guerrero as I can, so that I can sit there and go, boss, let's watch this, and watch the man jump out of his seat going, no!
It's like, people don't do that. They don't fly that way.
So yeah, I mean, I'm watching SummerSlam 1990, PWG, I'm watching Lucha Underground with Boss, watching all sorts of wrestling. Why? Because I like to watch as much as I possibly can from all sorts of different eras, because I'm a sadist.
Sorry, I was just looking, because Geek and I have been talking in the background about doing, because I do it in the podcast called Shout, which Geek used to be on, but then I fired him. No hard feelings there. But oddly enough, I was looking, he's been joking that we should do an offshoot one called Yell. So I've been looking online for a podcast called Yell. I found two. One is based on some post-mortem shit. It's called Show and Yell. The other one is called Rebel Yell, which is a geek podcast run by someone called Steve.
Fine, I've got an idea. Why don't we bring back Geek Speaks?
Yeah. Where it's your show and you can do what you like.
And then some motherfucker's gonna get offended.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that's cool. Lucha Underground, stuff like that.
All sorts of stuff on here, yeah.
The WWE Network is good. I don't care what people say. The WWE Network is good.
It's amazing. For me, personally, it's absolutely amazing.
Most recent episode of Dinner for Three. Dinner for Three is Corey Graves, Lita, and
I watched
Young.
Dinner for Free as well, yeah.
Great episode.
I haven't had a chance to watch that one yet. I did watch The Nation of Domination, which I found really fun.
Honestly,
especially when Farouk got the present.
Yeah, I tell you which one. The Vince Russo, Jim Cornette, and
not Vince Russo, it's Bischoff.
So Eric Bischoff, Jim Cornette, and
Michael Hayes.
I actually found it boring.
Haven't watched.
It's boring. It's basically Jim Cornette and Jim Cornette and Bischoff talking about how they hate each other, but they agree on the fact that Russo's a cunt, so they kind of shake hands. And Michael Hayes is just there for seasoning.
Which is what PSA should be left for, seasoning these days.
So Corey Graves, Lita, or Ibi Dumas, and Renee Young, really fun, positive. Cool. You learn more about Corey Graves than that. Like, you really get to know him a lot more. It's definitely
I thought it was a random group, mind you.
It's because they're all good friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's how the new day started.
Yeah, and then they plan a trip to Vegas, so cool. I'm in. Renee lives there, so.
I mean, I'm in.
Yeah. I don't think you're invited.
Damn it. I'll tell you something, I probably will start watching this for really, really, really shitty reasons, is Total Divas. And it's purely because Alexa Bliss and Carmella are with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to watch Total Bellas just so I can tell people what's going on in it. And plus, Nikki Bell's on that, so, some people use Pornhub. Hey, it's like...
Maybe you watch this on the network.
I joke, I kid. No, but I am tempted to kind of watch it just to I can come on here and go, hoo boy. So let me tell y'all the thing. So as you mentioned, we always have a fifth kind of topic on every episode of TotalMarkOut. And this fifth kind of topic is about a what's hot and what's not style thing, but with us personally. I think I'm right in saying?
Yes.
So I'll tell you what.
So it's on your favourite everythings.
Yeah.
And see you goodbye, get the fuck out of here. And of course, then we'll have, damn, that was this week?
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I'm get the fuck out of here with, because I like to end my kind of shtick on a high. So I'm going to do the negatives first. I'll tell you what I'm fucking sick of. And it is Kurt Angle's being the dad of Jason Jordan.
So there's you can buy.
Fuck that. This isn't. You can't get away with those storylines anymore because just fucking no. And it's got nothing to do with Chad Gable not being the dad as opposed to Jason Jordan. Listen, I want Chad Gable to have all the success in the world. I don't think any of them need this thing. And I think in the 21st century, or rather in the second decade of the 21st century, we are smart enough to know that there is a level of kayfabe that we could own. Our disbelief could only be suspended so far. And we're looking at this going, okay, the only thing which makes it believable is the fact that it's Kurt Angle.
There's one other thing.
Yeah.
Did you see the tweets and the Instagram post that Kurt Angle's wife had been put in months and months ago?
No.
Whenever it was on Instagram mainly, but whenever she was watching SmackDown and American Alpha came out, she'd tweet Kurt, "Can we adopt these? Oh my god, look, our kids are on TV again." So that's for me. That's me going. Vince just saw this and went, "I got an idea."
No. But it's like, for me personally, I'm just like, I'm a guy that overanalyzes. I'm a guy that thinks too much. But I look at this and I go, I can't buy into this. I want to. I want to buy into the fact that this is all the thing. Like, there's part of me that's kind of hoping that they go, well, of course they decided to base this on the real life story. You know, there's a part of me that's kind of hoping for that. Like, I could watch Lucha Underground and believe a guy's a dragon. Because that's the premise. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
And that's the way Lucha Underground's been since day one. This is all a story. We're telling you a story. Whereas wrestling is, in WWE terms, is more about, we sometimes acknowledge kayfabe. And that for me, I don't like a company that does that. I think either commit to one or commit to the other. You know, that's why for the longest time I hated TNA. I hated how TNA was like, everyone wants to shoot. Fucking everybody wants to shoot. WCW, everyone wants to shoot. It's like, just fucking stop, guys. Just stop. Alright? Commit to one idea or the other. With a sprinkling of the other every now and then. But the Jason Jordan thing is just, I don't get it. You know, I don't think this is something that's going to work. I could be very well proven wrong. I'm certainly not a sage when it comes to wrestling. I've been wrong many times before. For me personally, I'm finding it very hard to buy in because I'm too smart for my own good. The suspension of disbelief just isn't there because of the context in which it's all put in. The company that it's in, I just don't think it lends itself to that anymore. I think this is one of those storylines that's been better left to maybe the first decade of the 21st century. Maybe, I would say, as late as 2010, you might have gotten away with this shit. I certainly don't think it works now. But people seem to be buying it.
Hey, people still watch the Jeremy Kyle show.
Yeah, but I think what I mean is, people seem to be buying into it more than I thought they would. So maybe it's just
I think people just want to give it a chance.
But no, I'm giving it a chance.
No, I'm not saying you're not. Yeah. What I'm saying is I think people, that's the only reason it's getting
it's
because people just want to give it a chance.
Yeah, but what about you? What are you like? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, mine, get the fuck out of here is see you goodbyes. I don't really have one this month. It's hard for me because I look at wrestling in a very positive way. At least try to anyway. So me sitting there going, no, that ain't working for me, that ain't working for me, this isn't there. I don't really have anything. I'm even warming to Nia Jax a little bit. Don't know how that's happened, but it's happened. So right now, for me, I think we'll leave it with yours on that one, boss.
Okay.
And I get to talk about
the less negativity, the better.
And I get to talk about my new favourite everything.
Oh, what's your new favourite everything?
Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
I fucking love the monster among men. Braun Strowman is absolutely amazing.
Just because he's your big brother.
Yeah, but from kicking Apollo Crews mid-moonsault across the ring to single-handedly nearly throwing Roman Reigns into the side of an ambulance and then just going, shit happens, to walking off a motherfucking crash. I am so happy about Braun Strowman right now. It makes me happy when he comes on screen and goes, annihilate the motherfucker. It makes me happy that we're going to see him versus the Beast at some point. Yeah. It makes me so happy, and I'm looking forward to Raw every week to see what Braun's going to kill this week. And more importantly, for finding out when Braun's going to kick a motherfucker again and see him fly over the top rope. What about you, boss? What's your new favourite everything?
Jeremiah Crane. Lucha Underground Jeremiah Crane, who in NXT was...
he was Sammy Callahan, and outside of that, he was Solomon Crow.
Yes.
In NXT.
That man basically... What? I don't know what that was, but okay.
Nice little update for us.
When that man does a big boot, he is summoning the spirit of Tess and delivering 2 big boots at the same time.
And gets a skadoosh everything.
Skadoosh, motherfucker. That guy is just so fun to watch. He's brutal. He is vicious. He's cool. He's just a phenomenal talent to see working in Lucha Underground. He's committed to his character, and he's just so fucking like. It just shows that NXT doesn't know what to do with everyone it has. They couldn't work with the Solomon Crow thing. I just don't think they gave it the chance. He goes to Lucha Underground and fucking dominates. Could very easily be a champion there. And I just love I just love his character. I just love the intrigue. He has an interesting past. We don't really know a lot about him. We know he has a connection to Katrina. We know he has some kind of dark past. But we know he just delivered in the ring, he can deliver on the mic, he can deliver in storyline, and I just think he's going to be one of the main features of Lucha Underground to come. But that's the great thing about Lucha Underground, no one's left to the wayside. Everyone has a chance to be put on the spot, and it's just fucking great. I think Lucha Underground is one of the best companies going today.
It is, it's fun.
But no, Jeremiah Crane is definitely my, what's hot right now.
Your new favourite everything.
Yeah, my new favourite everything.
Alright, then to finish off, before we start doing our wrap-ups and our, our goodbyes and our plugs, because Boss knows a good plug.
Whoa.
A cheap plug.
Wait, to promote shit.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I meant. You weirdo. We're going to do, damn, that was then? Which gets a little chuckle from Boss every time I do that. So, damn, that was then. That was 19 years ago today.
Yeah.
Which gives it, if you can work this out, then well done, you worked out when we've recorded.
Yeah. 19
years ago today, WWE taped the premiere episode of Sunday Night Heat.
Alright.
Which was a little show that everybody liked on a Sunday night. It was an interesting one.
So this was the first episode of WWE Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah, because at this point, Shane McMahon made his debut on TV.
Oh, fucking hell.
As Shane McMahon, he'd been used as Shane Stevens on an episode of episodes beforehand as a referee.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon made his debut on TV as an on-camera participant. He was actually, I believe, at this point, a commentator.
Yeah.
Called if you everyone remembers what he called Jerry King Lawler? Kingfish. Kingfish. That's right, Kingfish. The card ran like this. Edge defeated Jeff Jarrett. No, this is a very early Brood Edge.
Fucking hell.
Darren Drozdoff and Headbangers Martian Thrasher defeated Kai and Tai of Dick Togo, Men's Tail, and Sho Funaki. D'Lo Brown defeated Ken Shamrock to retain the European Championship. And The Nation, Owen and The Rock defeated Kane and Mankind for a number 1 contendership match for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Now that's a hell of a thing.
That was only 19 years ago?
Yeah, 1999.
Fuck. How times have changed. You wouldn't think The Rock's become what he is now.
No, you wouldn't, would you? And what I'm going to do is this for the next one.
Huh?
Well, not my microphone, that's what I'm going to do. Is 15 years ago today, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Low-Key defeated Spanky, Christopher Daniels, and Doug Williams in a 4-way 60-minute Iron Man match to become the very first Ring of Honor champion.
Wow. So Low-Key was the first.
Low-Key was the first, yeah.
What a prick.
It went down, Low-Key, only 3 decisions were scored. Daniels defeated, pinning Low-Key, which meant 2-1, because it was a whole Red Robin point system. Low-Key submitted Spanky to give him an extra point. And then Low-Key submitted Williams to make it 3-1 to himself. Daniels had Low-Key in a Dragon Clutch. His time expired, but Low-Key did not submit. Had Low-Key submitted, Daniels would have won the World Championship. And instead, you had to wait 15 years,
15 years
for him to become the World Champion, and then diluted to the American Nightmare, not 3 or 4 months later.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he was having a hell of a career. Cody.
No,
Not use
no
roads.
roads, please.
But yeah, I mean, that was on there. And finally, I just saw an interesting one here. 14 years ago today was the very first SmackDown only pay-per-view.
Oh, right.
So it was SmackDown only on a draft.
Okay, so what was the pay-per-view?
Vengeance.
Ah.
Which had an interesting little card. Yeah, Guerrero defeat Ben Warren to win the United States Championship. Jamie Noble defeated Billy Gunn. This time not for the right to sleep with Tori Wilson. That happened at some point.
Jesus.
Bradshaw won the APA Invitational Room Brawl.
Barroom Brawl, yeah.
Yeah.
So many consonants in there, bro.
They've got a list of them. I've just got to look on our website here. They've got a list of them. I want to run down them just to see some of them competitors.
Yeah.
Sharon Moore.
Shannon Moore, yeah.
Doink the Clown.
Oh, God.
Farouk.
Yep.
I love you.
Dude Love.
Brother Love.
Oh, Brother Love, sorry, yeah.
Nunzio.
Huh.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Virgin 1.
Chris Canyon.
Who better?
Not that one. Not according to this, anyway. Doug and Danny Basham.
Yeah, the Basham Brothers.
The Easter Bunny.
The what?
The Easter Bunny.
Oh, God.
Played by
Hector Guerrero.
Damien Sandow.
All right.
Nice call, and Hector Guerrero was gobbledygooker. Sean O'Hare.
Yeah.
John Hennigan. A.K.A. Johnny
Morrison.
Mundo.
Yeah.
Orlando Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Funaki.
Yeah.
Los Conquistadors
Wow.
were played by Rob Conway and Johnny from the Spirit Squad. The Brooklyn Brawler.
Rob Conway is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Let that sink in.
I'll break it. Oh, don't worry. We're going to look into TEW when we finish. I'm going to tell you who my TEW World Champion is. NWA World Champion. You'll be happy. John Hennigan, Orlando Jordan, Funaki, Los Conquistadors, the Brooklyn Brawler, Johnny Stamboli, Chuck Palumbo, Matt Capitelli, and Spanky. It also featured the world's greatest tag team defeating Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman to retain the tag team championships. Sable versus Stephanie McMahon in a no contest cat fight. The Undertaker versus a young John Cena. This is back when John Cena was starting to rap for the first time.
Yeah.
In a match that I personally thought was one of John Cena's best until maybe even a few years ago. Vince McMahon defeated
Was it Captain America?
Zach Gowen.
Oh, Zach Gowen.
Yeah, that's right. Vince McMahon beat up a one little man. What can you do about it?
Yeah.
And in the main event, it was Kurt Angle defeating The Big Show and Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match to win the World Championship.
Wow.
The WWE Championship, sorry, because World would have been in Raw at that time. So that's 14 years ago.
Fucking hell.
What
difference a day makes. 24 little hours.
And that, my friends, was damn. That was when.
So yeah.
Now I'm gonna do what I always do and go, boss, plug some shit.
So, as per usual, you can follow us on the Twitters. You've got Steve Jones 13, which is STEVEGONES number 3 number 1 number 3. You've got Geek King over there, which is G33K _KING. That's G number 3 number 3K _KING. On Twitter. You can also follow us on the Tumblrs. If you follow us at TotalMarkOut.com, it is where we are currently hosting all our main posts. We are looking at branching out a little bit, but one step at a time, guys. We do want to get your questions. We want your questions about wrestling. Please send them to TotalMarkOut.com/ask. You can ask anonymously, or if you have a Tumblr account, you can sign in and send the questions that way.
Tweet them to us via DM if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to just send it via Twitter, you obviously we'll make sure that the settings are set up there so we can actually receive your DMs.
My DMs are open.
Yeah, so just send them our way and we'll answer. If you want a shout out, just leave your name and where you're from on there. And also, if you have any suggestions for things to talk about, we absolutely want them. So if you've got ideas for topics you'd like us to cover, by all means, let us know. You can follow us on several platforms, Instagram and stuff like that. I don't exactly know what of each we're going to be sharing, so if you just look at the description below, you'll find all the links that each of us individually would like you to check out. We will incorporate them into shout-outs in the future. Now, in terms of how the show is going to go going forward, we don't really have like a set idea of how often we're going to record them. We're thinking every fortnight or so, but we haven't really decided. It's just going to be as and when we feel it's right.
Yeah, it depends when we have topics. It depends on when we can actually do it with work commitments, and also depends on whether we can actually get together to do it. So it's going to be an interesting thing we're going to do. But we're going to try and keep it somewhat regular and keep this show going the best way that we can.
The reason we do Total Markout is, I said this on Twitter a while ago, we do podcasts because we like to do them, not because they're our job. So we are trying to take advantage of the fact and do something that we love to do because we love to do it and not because we want to make a buck.
If we can,
yeah, of course. If
great.
You can make money out of it, fucking fantastic. But that's not what our main goal is. We've tried to do we wanted to do it now because we've been building up. We're now using the Blue Yeti microphones. You can see Geeks proudly there, the Blue Yeti Blackout. Mine is a basic silver version. So we've got the right equipment for the job. We've got the cameras, the tripods. We've got the right editing software. So we felt now was a great time to kind of come back to do the podcast. We felt right to. We have tried recordings in the past, and the passion wasn't there because we didn't have the sound we wanted and the visuals we wanted and stuff like that. But we're not going to tell you we'll see you next week or whatever. Basically, we're just going to tell you that we're going to see you next time.
As Stone Cold say, we'll see you down the road.
Yep, and we are going to try to put on the best show we can. We're not trying to be the best. We're not trying to be, the most elaborate. We're just trying to have the most fun. And that's all we care about. If you want to come along for the ride, guys, we want you on board, Hey, I'm the pedantic prick. I'm the Prince of Professional. I'm just here to have a good time. That right there is the nasty nerd, the patron saint of the socially awkward, the Geek King, my wrestling encyclopedia. The man who, my old best friend, a guy called Cracker, he tries to do a podcast, hasn't worked out for him. God love him. He got me into wrestling, but Geek was the one that established my passion for wrestling. So this man means everything to me when it comes to the world of wrestling. So that's why I'm so honoured to do a podcast with him. And me, I provide the equipment. So I edit the damn thing. So
yeah, good luck with this one.
Yeah, although that microphone is going to serve you well in your future podcasts. I
hope so.
So let's wrap this sumbitch up, shall we?
We've said what we needed to say. We've done it all. As we said before, we'll see you down the road. This has been Geek King.
And this has been Steve Jones, 313.
Marks out.